Champions League match day 5 predictions. It is finally time. Don't worry, I know you guys have been waiting, just like, you know, for Mariah Carey, the emancipation of Mimi, when it's time to come and do it's time when it's Christmas and she starts cutting about doing the songs and that. Don't worry, I got you guys. Today we're gonna go through all 18 games, 9 games on Tuesday, 9 games on Wednesday. I'm gonna tell you guys my predicted score lines and my rough analysis of what I think will happen. Now, as always, they are just predictions, not financial advice. I know many of you want me to hurry up and upload because you've been making money from them. I get it, but just bear in mind, please, match day 5 might be the most difficult one so far. So before I get into it straight away, to save you guys your time, first and foremost, of course, thank you very much for 55,000 subscribers. Today, as a show of thanks to you guys, I'll do a watch along, Chelsea v Barcelona, on YouTube and on Twitch. I'll see you guys there. Now, let's tuck in. I'm going to go in order of, I guess, chronological, right? So the first 2 games today are the early ones, Ajax against Benfica. Now, I can't lie, this is one of like the most terrible games to start with because it's basically the relegation battlers. The 2 teams with 0 points in the Champions League. In fact, if we include last season, Benfica have lost 6 in a row and Ajax have lost 7. So somebody's O has got to go here at this point. And you know, me personally, I'm going to go 1-1 here. I'm going to go for a draw because look, Ajax at home, I don't respect them. I don't rate them. I try to, you know, back them on the weekend even when they're facing meaty teams. They still do not get the job done. There's only one Dutch team nowadays that I think I can even trust a little bit, and it certainly is not Ajax. Likewise, Benfica. Listen, it can't go on like this, can it? Can Jose keep on losing games? I know Jose is like he's a dinosaur, I get it, but still, bro, he has to have a little bit of aura in the Champions League now. So I've gone 1-1. Like, if I had to go with somebody, maybe I go Benfica, but again, they're so wasteful whenever I watch them in this tournament, so I have to just kind of stop there. Now, the other early kickoff tonight, or this evening, whatever you want to call it, this afternoon, 5:45, is Galatasaray against Union Saint-Galois. Now, of course, I have rated Union SG in my early predictions video before the tournament started. I still do rate them, but there's just something about Galatasaray's home aura, man. I'm going to be going 2-0 to Galatasaray. Now, granted, we don't know the status of Osimhen because obviously with Nigeria, he had, I don't know if it was a hamstring. I still don't really know what it was. So he may not play. But in recent times, Sane's been cooking a little bit. At the same time, though, in the league, they've kind of been choking. So this is a bit of a get away from the hostile, you know, chaos of the referees and whatever's going on in Super League. Get here in Champions League, get a professional 2-0 win with, I don't know, Icardi or someone. Go and bring back Burak Yilmaz. Just go get the win anyhow you can. Now, one more game before we get to, I know everyone's here for Chelsea v Barcelona, so let's not waste time. Man City, a pretty straightforward 3-1 win, in my opinion, over Bayer Leverkusen. Mainly because, look, although Leverkusen have improved since sacking Ten Hag, whenever they face a competent or a decent team, they get their heads packed in, right? They get fried like bratwurst, if you will. Because on the one hand, we have Bayern, their own German fellow team, smoking them 3-0. And then, of course, that's 7-2 against PSG. So, yeah, I'm expecting City to bag some goals. And surprise, surprise, guess who's going to bag? Erling Haaland. Ooh, who could have seen that come in? If Erling Haaland scores, in fact, if you're watching this afterwards and Erling Haaland has scored, you have to like the video. And in fact, even if he hasn't scored, if you appreciate me doing these videos every single day, make sure you like. I want to see 1,000 likes on this video by the time I come back and check it tomorrow or whenever the Champions League is finally done. So anyway, big ups to Man City for their win 3-1. Now is the game of the day, certainly, for the Tuesday matches. Chelsea against Barcelona. There was a bit of confusion last match day. When I say teams were favourites, it is not in my personal opinion. When I say favourites, I mean like on those websites where you can make some cash, if you will, right? The odds were in favour of certain teams, so I call them the favourites, and then I said I don't think they'll win because I prefer this one. Do you get what I'm saying? So in this, Chelsea are the favourites according to all of those particular websites. Now, obviously, Pedri is out. That is a massive blow for Barcelona. You could argue maybe their best player, either him or Yamal, obviously. So I do see Caicedo winning the midfield battle. And look, we've seen some drama over the years in this tie, right? The SEN banging volley, Drogba chasing Tom Overabo and Balak with his BO. Again, chasing him, about to slap his head. Hey, it's a disgrace. The Iniesta volley in it. Ronaldinho, the little shimmies and whatnot. I expect more chaos today when we do our Chelsea v Barcelona watch along. I expect goals. Both teams can be got at defensively. Now, genuinely, this could go either way. I don't think you're mad if you're a Chelsea fan being optimistic. I don't think you're mad if you're a Barca fan who thinks you can go and get a win. I would go 2-2, but there's something telling me that Barca do end up nicking it. And so, therefore, I'm going Chelsea to score 2 and Barca to score 3 goals. Goals galore in this game. Now, granted, I don't know if Cole Palmer's available or not. I don't really know what's going on there, personally. And likewise, I just... You know what's techie for Chelsea? I think the return of Juan Garcia. So even the 2 is being a bit optimistic the more I think about it. And I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but I do think I'm going to go against the odds and go for Barcelona this time. And to be fair to Maresca, right? I don't want to act like it's a Barca easy win or something, because we know Maresca in games against better teams, he does tend to set up, you know, better and give the other team problems. So that's one thing you have to factor in. So, hey, Chelsea could easily win this. But I just think the quality of the likes of Yamal, we saw Rafinha getting a few minutes as well on the weekend. So maybe he's going to be, you know, backfiring. Fermin Lopez doing his thing as well. It's going to be a fun watch. That's all. As long as there's goals, I don't care. I'm good to go. Now, Dortmund against Villarreal. For this one, I have gone Dortmund 2, Villarreal 1. I think Dortmund at home, they rarely ever lose, bro. I think they've lost like once at home in the Champions League in the last however many match days. I respect Villarreal highly. You might know I've been gassing up Villarreal this season, and lo and behold, they are somewhat in a La Liga title race, right? So I think they're a good team, but Dortmund at home, the yellow wall, they can get the job done. And listen, you could maybe push me to go for a little 3-1, but again, out of respect for Villarreal, I'm going to go 2-1 on this particular game. Next up, we have Napoli against Karabakh. Now listen, as per usual, when I give you all 18 games, please bear in mind, you don't have to do all 18 of them, right? Because that would be a little bit silly, especially when I'm putting draws in there. It is not intelligent to go to the websites and put your cash on draws. And it's not intelligent to do what I'm about to do. Napoli to beat Karabakh 2-1. Now, obviously, Karabakh are above Napoli in the Champions League right now. We keep on arguably disrespecting Karabakh, right? Last week, I put them to lose by 1 goal or whatever. They were still like, ooh, it's a little bit harsh on them. They have done really well. I think Napoli may have clicked on the weekend. They've changed a few players. Obviously, Neres came in. He was looking decent as well. At home, you have to start delivering. But the reason why I say avoid this one like the plague is because, let's not forget what Einstein told us. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different outcomes back in 1905. For those of us who do remember. Them times there, he was right, and he still is today, because if you keep on relying on Napoli, you cannot be angry when they let you down. So when this happens tonight, yeah, and we see Karabakh get a shock result, nobody should come and say, oh my days, why did you do that? You have been warned. I have told you there's a bomb in the yard, and you just stay there saying, nah, it's alright, it's alright. But I do think Napoli should win this game, if that makes sense. Slavia Prague Bilbao. To be honest with you, man, I can't lie. This one, I'm going to go with like a 1-1 draw. I just think Bilbao are so terrible away from home that for as much as I'm not like really rating Slavia Prague, yeah, Bilbao away, it's not moving me whatsoever, man. And to be honest with you, I'm going to go with the same result in Bodo Glimt against Juventus, because that winter tax is finally kicking in. Obviously, we know about Bodo at home around like late November, December, January times. It gets very techy. The thing is though, both these teams are very wasteful. Like, this could easily be 0-0. And then you're going to go and look at the stats, and it's going to be like 17 shots for Bodo, 12 for Juve or something. How did this finish 0-0 or 1-1? Very wasteful teams. I think a 1-1 will end up being a fair result. Now, like I said, predicting draws is a very risky one, so be very careful what game you select from here. Because we now go to Marseille-Newcastle, and again, this one kind of surprised me. I looked at obviously the odds and whatnot. Newcastle are the favourites. Now, I like Newcastle. You guys know I like Newcastle, especially at home. I always give them a massive advantage because St James's Park, one of the best atmospheres, one of the scariest grounds you can possibly go to. But Marseille at home are no joke as well. Granted, they like to drop points a lot from winning positions. They'll be winning a game, next thing you know, you look at the scores, oh, they've drawn, oh, they've lost. You're thinking, oh, what is going on here? I think this could be a bit of a fireworks game, personally. I don't think Newcastle are as comfortable as what the odds say. So I'm going to go Marseille 2, Newcastle 2 as well. 2 as well. Maybe we see, ooh, Harvey Barnes getting a goal. We're going to see Igor Paixão, who in the Champions League turns into R9. Maybe like an Amenyah assist, or maybe even gets a goal potentially. I don't know. I have to wait and see. But again, another game that will go under the radar today, because obviously there are better games, or there is a better game on with Chelsea Barca. But I might try keep an eye out for this one whilst I'm doing my watch along. I can see some goals being scored in this match. Goals galore for sure. Who wins? I don't know, but there will be goals. Copenhagen against Kairat Almaty. Now, I think this is finally the time. Onto these are like the Wednesday games now, right? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So we're now onto the Wednesday games, where of course we're going to get to Arsenal Bayern, but they want us to start, of course, with the 5:45 games. No problem. Copenhagen. It is finally time for these guys to get a win. They're both on 1 point. I'm going Copenhagen to get their win at long last. Big up Kairat. They can get a goal. Obviously, the mate El Face told us that Copenhagen are going to be getting top 8. They'll be lucky to get 8 points at this rate, but I do think this should be a win for Copenhagen. Let's not waste too much time on them. Next up, we have Pafos against Monaco. The return of Pog Boom, whatever you want to call him. He might start dabbing, because I'm expecting him to inspire them to a 1-0 win away Pafos. They're not very good, Monaco. Let me be real. They're not very good at all. In the league, they're in dire form right now. They've just been spanked, obviously, by 4 goals on the weekend, despite Pogba's nice little cameo. And Pafos, again, they can do a job at home. They're not like the easiest team in the world to play against. So I'm going to go 1-0, a scraped win. Again, a little bit of a wasteful team, Monaco, but there we are. PSG, against Tottenham. Tottenham have just been spanked 4-1 by their biggest rivals, Arsenal. And I expect Tottenham to score 1 and get packed by 4 goals again. PSG 4, Tottenham 1. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Hold on a minute. The Super Cup, Spurs were so good. You're right. They were fantastic in that Super Cup. They were unlucky, you could argue, to get pegged back from 2-0 and then lose on penalties. However, the new manager bounce might be wearing off a little bit, because we saw Thomas Frank. He tried to do the aura farming thing of like a who's Eze? What's the Eze? And then Eze put a hat-trick on his head, so he's kind of lost aura there, lost a bit of his rep, if you will, because he's a good dude, Some people, the aura farming thing is not for you. You're a good dude, just do your job, innit? When it comes to PSG, a lot of their fans, I don't know how the dressing room is, obviously, I'm not there, but a lot of their fans online are asking for revenge. They felt so disrespected, the fact that they had to draw 2-2 with Spurs in the Super Cup, that they want revenge for a game that they won the trophy. So I'm expecting a big shift. Of course, they're without Hakimi, a broken leg, broken whatever it is, but Tottenham left side wingers, Odebet, Tell, who they're going to check there? Brennan Johnson. Like, let's be serious, man. Whoever plays on the left, it doesn't really matter. Zaire Emery can play right back for PSG, and they'll be all right. Obviously, I don't know if Dembele is starting or not, to be fair. So that's maybe one question mark. But PSG should win the game regardless. Whether it's 4-1, 3-1, 2-1, they should win this game, in my opinion. As should Liverpool. I've gone 2-1 because, guys, at some point in time, Liverpool have to turn it around. I know we keep on saying it every week. Liverpool, it's finally your time. But hear me out. Liverpool beat PSV because Arne Slot finally feels at home in the Eredivisie. He's finally going to get that. And Salah, it is time. I can't lie, it's time. I haven't fully outright said, yo, you're washed. But we're creeping slowly. The elephant is in the room. I'm just ignoring it. I'm looking away. The elephant is there. I'm looking away. But deep down, this is scary. So I'm entrusting you today, Salah, or tomorrow, I guess, rather, to show up and get the goal, or a goal, rather, to win 2-1. Arsenal against Bayern. It's going to be drama. I've gone Arsenal 2. I've gone Bayern 2. Massive asterisk here. Both of these teams may not care that much about this game, right? They both have a complete 100% record, so someone's 100 has got to go. But bear in mind, Arsenal just played Tottenham and will play Chelsea this weekend. So you could argue, again, of course, a manager and the players want to win every game. But realistically, they would much rather get the 3 points on the weekend, not because it's Chelsea, it could be anybody, to expand that gap in the Premier League, because in the Champions League, no matter what happens here, they're both going to go through anyway, right? They've won all 4 games so far. They can afford to drop points here and there. So we may see a bit of rotation, maybe a little bit of foot off the gas. Of course, it's the Eze Olise derby, if you will. I do expect low-key Saka to have a better game than Michael Olise in this match. It's a bit of a bold prediction from myself there. And an even bolder one. Harry Kane might finally deliver, will finally deliver something, any kind of contribution without penalties today. Of course, Bayern historically have slapped Arsenal about, and they do owe them a bit of revenge for 2 years ago in the quarterfinals. But again, it's a game that I think people are gassing up a little bit too much. Bayern are the best team in the world. Arsenal, you could argue, second. I just don't think either team will care that much. I don't think this game will change many perceptions. Unless Arsenal smoke Bayern, then you'd be like, whoa, hold on a minute. But realistically, most results, you'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Another fair enough one is, of course, Atleti 2-1 against Inter. Yeah, fair enough. Lauti in big games. Don't joke with that one. You know what I mean? He ain't going to do nothing. Atleti should get the win. I think if Alvarez is starting, he'll do more than Lautaro. But again, Inter away at Spanish teams, from memory, I can't see them doing very well. So they're going to probably lose that game. Frankfurt, Atalanta, I'll be honest, coin flip. This could go either way. So again, avoid it like a minesweeper thing. I'm going to go 2-2, man. I'm going to go 2-2. There you go. They get a draw, 2-2, 1-1, 0-0. Genuinely, it's whoever you think is going to win. I don't really care about this game, to be brutally honest with you. In Sporting against Club Brugge, I'm going to go 2-1 to Sporting. I haven't been a 2-1 merchant today, but now, as we get towards the end, I'm chucking a few 2-1s in there, but just hear me out, innit? Brugge, obviously at home, incredible. Sporting, my one concern, you guys know, I don't trust Portuguese league teams, so I would be very careful if I were you guys, but I have gone 2-1. And in the final game, we're seeing all the news about Alonso's job up for grabs. Is he in trouble? He might be, but I've gone Mbappe to save his job. 2-0 win away Olympiacos, professional 2-0 win. Despite all the beef with Vini and whoever, Rodrigo, whoever it may be, I expect them to get the job done, because Real Madrid, when they hear the Champions League anthem, they forget about all the beef and whatever behind the scenes, and they go out to try and get the win. So those are my 18 game predictions. Let me know yours, and again, no editing, no cheating. Let us see who knows ball. Let's see who gets the most accurate results. Again, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you, man, this evening for the watch along. And then I got to do, of course, the Tuesday review after that. So a lot of content coming today. Spam the comments, spam the interaction so that we can enjoy even more, right? In a bit. Bosh.